Hey there. This is the day I've been waiting for. I have been so excited and so anxious to make this video. Although I will admit that I have been procrastinating in making it. If you happen to see my last video, I was talking about my upcoming video, which is this one, and how I was looking forward to it, but I had ordered something that I needed for the video, and I was waiting for it to arrive because I had to order it from China, and so it took a long time to get here. Well, it actually got here last Saturday, and today is what, Thursday? I think today is June the 4th, and it came on Saturday, and I thought when it got here, and especially because it turned out to be exactly what I wanted it to be, that I was going to just rush and make the video, but I suddenly panicked. I really got panicked because this may seem like really weird to anybody that watches this, but this is like so important to me. This particular video is so important to me, and it means a lot to me on so many levels. So I'm really excited, but I'm scared because I really want it to turn out a certain way, and I don't know if it will. And I am hoping that it's going to be enjoyable for people. But anyway, just to get into it. This video is all about the most influential person of my life, which is Nick Rhodes of Duran Duran / Arcadia. It's been many, many years since I first heard Duran Duran. It was back in the 80s. I think it was 83. I want to say it was 1983 when I heard them for the very first time. The very first song that I ever heard was called The Chauffeur. Fabulous song. I still, to this day, I absolutely love The Chauffeur. It is phenomenal. My sister is actually the one that told me about it. She was away at college at the time, and she had come home, I think, for a weekend or something, and she said, "Oh, wow, there's this like really awesome song, you've got to hear it." And she played it for me, and I was hooked from that moment on. It was like, oh my God, I love this. I flipped out, and I didn't know what the band looked like or anything, she just said it was a band called Duran Duran, and it seems like that she recorded it, like she had a tape of it. She recorded it off of either someone's album or off the radio or something. I can't remember now. But, yeah, I was just like, oh my God, I love it. So after hearing that, then I, of course, wanted to find out more about this band and get the album that it was on. And so I eventually did that. But, and then when I saw them, I was just like, oh my God. Because at this point, I was a teenager. I was a young teenager. And I just was like gaga over all of them. But Nick Rhodes, really. I'm sorry. I may have to edit this. Nick Rhodes really captured me in a way I can't explain. For one, I was very passionate about synthesizer music. I loved the synthesizer, and he happened to play keyboards. He played the synthesizer, and his look captured me. I just loved his look. I loved the fact that here was this gorgeous guy that wore makeup and had like this awesome hair and everything, just the whole thing was just like, wow. So yeah, I was hooked on Nick Rhodes right from the very start. And so this love for Nick and Duran Duran, it kept going on for a while. And then I had some friends that also liked Duran Duran. I don't remember if I introduced them to Duran Duran or how it started with them, but my best friends, we all loved Duran Duran, okay? And what was really cool was the fact that at the time, I kind of resembled Nick in a way, in a slight way. I mean, it sounds kind of weird to say that, but it's like there was some certain similarities in the way that I looked and the way he looked. My best friend, Beth, she was totally in love with John Taylor, the bass player, and she had similarities in her looks and the way he looked. And she has a sister named Laura who loved Andy Taylor, because at the time Andy Taylor was still in the band, and she resembled Andy in a lot of ways. And then our other friend, Debbie, she loved Roger, and she even had similarities that were similar to Roger. It was just really weird. So when we all got together, and we would have like overnight, sleepovers and stuff like that, we were Duran Duran. I don't know who Simon was. I think we all kind of took turns being Simon. And we love Simon too, don't get me wrong. We love Simon. He's gorgeous and wonderful and fabulous too. But yeah, I was Nick Rhodes, and Beth was John, and Laura was Andy, and Debbie was Roger. And so we'd, put on Duran Duran, and we'd pretend like we were them. And anyway, it was so much fun. We had such a blast. And then we were fortunate enough in 1984 to be able to go and see Duran Duran. I will never forget it as long as I live. March 30th, 1984, Greensboro, North Carolina. Yeah. That day, we got up. I spent the night over at Beth's house because her mom was going to be the one taking us to the concert. So it was Beth, Laura, Debbie, and I, all at their house. Beth woke up that day with chicken pox. Poor thing. Oh my God. She woke up with a chicken pox. She was not feeling great, but there was no way we were going to miss that concert. She lived in Concord. I was living in Charlotte. Anyway, we all got together at her house in Concord, and we had to drive all the way to Greensboro to go to this concert. But she was a trooper, because we weren't missing that concert for anything. So, yeah, we went to the concert, and it was phenomenal. We had seats so far away, it was unreal. The stage was like down there, and we were way, way up in the balcony area. I mean, you could barely even see them. Luckily they had a big screen where you could watch them on the screen. But Nick at least was on the right side of the stage, which was perfect since we were on the right side, so I could kind of see him from a distance, and we were screaming, and it was just fantastic and wonderful. And anyway, one of the greatest nights of my life. So phenomenal. But what I'm all getting to with all this, and as to why I say that he is the most influential person of my life, is from an interview that I saw in a magazine. And I was fortunate enough that I found someone that had this posted on Pinterest. I could not believe it because I thought I would never see this again, but I found it. I found it on Pinterest. This was the interview that changed my life forever, literally. To this day, my life is completely changed. Here, I could turn around this way. You can see it probably better. Just this very short little questionnaire interview, which if Nick Rhodes ever happens to see this, which I can't even imagine, but if you ever saw this, he may say that he never even did this interview. He may say this stuff is made up. It may not even be true. But when I read this back in 1986, I'm thinking this was 86, 85 or 86 when I actually saw this. I believed it was a real interview with him, and it literally changed my life. I'm just going to read over it. It says, full name, Nicholas Rhodes. Nickname, Ringo. Birth date, June 8th, 1962. Birthplace, Moseley, Birmingham, England. Parents' names, Mom and Dad. Brothers and sisters, none. Hair color, assorted. Sometimes black, sometimes blonde. Eye color, green. Weight, 126 pounds. Current home, an undisclosed location in England. Car, black Aston Martin, DBG, MK2. Pets, a black cat named Sebastian. Marital status, single. Favorites, color, red, black, and white. Food, strawberries, steak, and prawns. Musical performers, David Bowie, Grace Jones. Actors, Sophia Loren, Dustin Hoffman, John Hurt. TV shows, movies, hobbies, photography, and skiing. Now, the part of this that changed my life forever was the part about pets. A black cat named Sebastian. At the point in my life when I read this, I'd never had a cat. I grew up in a house of dogs. We always had dogs. We never had cats because I had a dad who actually hated cats and said they were evil, horrible, and we could never have them. So I never had a cat. But when I read that, being so obsessed with Nick Rhodes as I was, I knew from that moment I had to have a black cat and name it Sebastian. So, I started looking. I started looking for that, and it was October. Oh, there's one of my cats now. That's Snaps. She's not black, but Snaps. So it was October 1986, and I was sitting in a Kroger Save-On parking lot at night with a newspaper. I went and bought a newspaper, and I started looking through the classified section. And in that classifieds, I started looking under pets, and I found that someone had an ad that said, free Halloween kitties. I called them. They said, yeah, we still have some. I went right then. I drove to this place that happened to be in Concord, where my friend Beth lived. And I drove there at night, and they said, oh yeah, all of our black cats are outside in the dark. And I said, okay. So we go out there, and these little black fur balls were like scattering around in the dark. I mean, they had a porch light on, but you could barely see. And I saw this one little black cat that just ran and hid underneath a lawnmower. And I said, that's the one. I didn't know at that point if it was a male or a female. I couldn't even see the cat. It was just black. And I knew. I just said, that's the one I want right there. So they got it out from under the lawnmower. And from that moment, I had a black cat that I named Sebastian, which thankfully was a male. And this is it. That was my Sebastian. And here's a better picture so you can see. That is Sebastian. And he was my very first cat ever. And I actually had him for 23 years. He was alive for 23 years. He passed away November the 9th of 2009. So he was with me for a long, long time, and he was my best friend, and I loved him dearly. But that literally changed my life forever. The whole point of all of this that I'm doing this video for is because I really, I may never have an opportunity to actually meet Nick Rhodes in person, to be able to say thank you. But I have wanted for 30 plus years to have that opportunity to say, Nick Rhodes, thank you. Thank you for changing my life, because I never would have had a cat. I really don't think I ever would have had a cat if it had not been for that little article, that little interview where he mentioned that he had a black cat named Sebastian that just made me want to have one, because he did. Because literally growing up in a house with dogs and a dad that had me thinking that cats were evil and horrible, I just really don't think I ever would have, gotten one if it hadn't been for that. So literally it's changed my life, because now I'm a crazy cat lady. I really am. I am a crazy cat lady that has 5 cats. 4 that live inside. 1 is kind of a neighborhood cat, but I had him neutered, and I take care of him. I feed him every day, and but he kind of lives outside, and he wanders around, and he may have other families that he goes to, but I consider him mine anyway. And here's their pictures. I have a cat page on Facebook called Cats Are the Greatest Things Ever. And because I'm like, seriously, they are my love of my life, cats are. But here are my kitties. Got Biscuit and Snaps, which Snaps and Buttons are Biscuit's daughters. This is Thunder. He's the one that is the neighborhood cat. And then I have Oscar. He is my current black cat that I love dearly, dearly, dearly. I love him so much. So these are my current cats. And I've had a lot of cats over the years, but Sebastian was definitely, he was my very first cat, my love. And now, because of him, I've always had a huge passion for black cats. I love black cats so much, and it really breaks my heart to think that so many people don't want black cats because they think they're bad luck. They think that they don't photograph well, which is bull. I mean, I don't know if you can see this or not. I don't know how well you can see Oscar, but he photographs beautifully. He's gorgeous. I think black cats are just incredibly beautiful. But anyway, so anyhow, on with the thing. But yeah, Nick Rhodes has completely, if it wasn't for him, my life would not be what it is today, because I have had a lifetime now of a deep love and passion for cats. I've rescued a lot of cats. I've, helped a lot of them that were in need. My life has just had so much joy and happiness because of the cats. And there have been times in my life when I was really down, really depressed, and things seemed hopeless, and I literally, questioned if I wanted to stay on the planet. Literally. And the thing that kept me were my cats. And so, literally, I could say that Nick Rhodes he saved my life. That if it hadn't been for him, who knows? Because, seriously, they've just been such a huge part of my life. But anyway, but that being said, part of what I wanted to do for this video is a transformation. Because back in the 80s, when I was obsessed with Nick, I dressed like Nick, did my makeup and my hair like Nick. I did all of that because I was just completely obsessed, and I loved that so much. I had so much fun doing that when I was young and could pull it off. So I don't know if I can pull it off now, but I'm going to try, okay? I'm going to try tonight, right now, in just a moment here. I'm going to try it. I'll show you. I actually have, this is the only picture that I have of me from back then. It's from my driver's license back in 1987, and it's the only picture I have from back then. But I'll show it to you. That was me doing my Nick Rhodes look back when I was all young, very young. But anyway, because actually this was when he had the black hair. It was in Arcadia, and I wish I could play some clips of the music, because like I've been listening to Arcadia today, trying to help me get ready for this video. But he was in Arcadia. You know, him and Simon and Roger, they branched off for just the one album. So Red the Rose, which was this. And when this album was out, I bought my first car, which was a 77 Toyota Celica, and I found pictures online. The only difference between this particular car and the one I had, this is the same color and everything, is this one was an ST and I actually had a GT, which I didn't know at the time was going to end up being like a classic car worth a whole lot of money later. But anyway, I loved this car. This was the first car that I ever bought myself. And when I had this car, which this isn't my car, but you know, pictures of similar, same color, same style and everything. When I had this car, I played Arcadia in the car. I had a tape of Arcadia, So Red the Rose, that I played in the car. And I named the car Arcadia. That's how much I loved it. I'm telling you, I was very obsessed back then. So, yeah. So, those days were just really, they were some of the happiest days of my past. I mean, really, I had so much fun back then. I was so happy. And just, you know, it was just a great time of my life. And ever since this past March 30th, because every year when March 30th rolls around, I always remember that, God, you know, it was however many years ago that I went to go see Duran Duran, you know, all those years ago on March 30th. And so I've been like, just ever since March 30th, I've been like thinking about it, you know, all this. That's why I'm doing this right now. So I'm going to try right now to get my makeup like I did back then. I'm going to try to do it just like I did back then. Originally I thought about like not having on any makeup to do this video, but then I thought, no way. Back in the day when I was doing this, I always put makeup on top of makeup because I wanted it to be bold and, you know, everything. So I never would do the Nick Rhodes makeup on just a blank face. I mean, I always put makeup on top of makeup. So anyway, so we are going to try this right now. I'm going to try to become Nick Rhodes. Okay? And once I get the makeup on, then I'm going to have to stop the video so that I can go and do the hair, which is what I had ordered that came. So I've got the hair, and I'm gonna try to recreate my Nick Rhodes look, and I hope that I'm able to. I really hope I can. Oh, hold on 1 minute. I need to grab a mirror. I forgot to bring my mirror over here so that I can do this. I'll be right back. Okay. So, I am going to attempt to do this. I have not done this kind of makeup in all these years, like 30 years. I have, 30 something years, however long it's been. So I am just hoping that I'm going to be able to pull this off. And keep in mind, when I was doing this before, I was like 17 years old, 17, 18, around there somewhere. So I was much younger than I am now. So let's see. I have some different makeup here that I'm gonna try to do. I actually had to go out and buy some black eyeliner because I don't wear black eyeliner. I don't even wear eyeliner at all anymore. But anyway, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna do it just like I did back in the day. I probably look like a total dork right now. Okay. I hope I can do this, y'all. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was very similar. That was, that I was really surprised about when it came to me and Nick Rhodes. It was like a lot of things, a lot of similarities. Like I have this, I don't know, I guess a mole or something. I don't know what you call it. This, place right here on the side of my cheek. And he has that. Okay. Big difference is that I have blue eyes, he has green. But obviously he's a man and I'm a woman, so that's probably the biggest difference. But I was watching an interview with him today. It was a Skype interview that he was doing on I can't think of the guy's name now. I'm sorry. He just did it last month. It was an interview he did last month. 2.5 hours. And I learned something new about him I didn't know. That is very different from me. And that is that he basically he hasn't eaten meat. Except for fish. He hasn't eaten meat in like 30 years, he said. Which was surprising. Which is funny because on that thing, it said that one of his favorite foods was steak, which is one of my favorite foods, but I love meat. So, I do eat meat. Okay. I hope I can remember how to do this. Y'all, I'm like nervous about this. I really am. Because I really want this to turn out well. Alright, I'm just going to have to use this. Let's see. And my makeup won't be exactly the same either because I don't have the same exact makeup as what I had back then. But I'll do the best I can. Oh, and I do my makeup a little different than a lot of people. Most people like to put on their foundation and stuff first, and I don't. I don't do it that way. So. This is fun. This really is. It's fun. I've been looking forward to it so much, but so worried that it wouldn't turn out. And my sister said, oh, just, don't worry about it. Just have fun. So I thought, yeah, you're right. I should just not worry about it and just enjoy it, because it is fun. It was fun back then, and it's fun now. Okay, let's see. Yeah. And I love the fact that after all these years, that Duran Duran still plays together, and they still do concerts and stuff, which I wish so much that I could see them in concert again. I actually did see them twice, because they came to Charlotte, I think it was in 1987, and that was a trip. Oh my gosh. I'll never forget that either. They came to Charlotte, and the day of the concert, I got all done up like my Nick Rhodes, look, because I was going to the concert, and I went to Eastland Mall. At the time, Eastland Mall was still around. It's not anymore. They tore it down. I went to Eastland Mall, all dressed up like Nick Rhodes, and literally, I kid you not, girls were screaming and chasing me around the mall because they thought I was him. I was dressed, I had gone out and I had spent, which back then, this was a lot of money. I had never spent this much money. I spent $80 to buy this silver, shiny silver shirt that was similar to one that I had seen him wearing. So I was all decked out. And these people, these girls, they thought I was him. And so that was a blast. That was so much fun to be chased around the mall. And I managed to get out there. They probably still thought that it was him, even though, they never caught up with me. Because I managed to, I don't know how I got out. I can't remember now how I got out, but they probably thought that they had really seen Nick Rhodes at Eastland Mall. It's like he probably would not have gone there. But that was fun. Oh man. Yeah, I gotta have my face look kind of white and pale. Which it did back then, because back then I had no skin color. I was always very pale my whole life. It's only been since I moved to Thailand that I actually got a little color to my skin. Oh y'all, this is fun. This is really fun. I'm just like so excited to be doing this. I just hope it turns out. I really wish I could play some music, but I don't have permission. I think I was saying that earlier and I got distracted. I do that a lot, y'all. I get distracted with things. But yeah, I don't have permission to play any of their music, so, because that would have been cool to have some music playing. Kind of help me do it, because that's what I used to do, when I'd get ready, because like I'd go out to these teen clubs, because back then we had some teen clubs. One was called Weekends. It was also called Glory Days at some point. Kind of changed it, but anyway, so when I'd get ready to go out to the club, I'd put on Duran Duran and do my thing, whatever. Okay, so let's see. I didn't use mascara back then. I didn't use blush. I used eyeliner because I didn't really have, it was more like, this. I Actually, I think it looks a little darker on the camera than what it is here. But this is how I used to do. I don't remember why. I guess because I had seen a video or something and it looked like he had just like a line drawn, like kind of, I don't know. Can't see it. See, I can't tell. I can't tell what that looks like on the thing. Anyway, oh wait, this isn't how I did that either. I'm really trying to be authentic in the way I did my makeup back then. I used mascara on my eyebrows. I just hope I don't screw it up. This is so weird, y'all. Oh my God. It really is. It's very weird to be doing this after all these years. It's like, oh my Lord. Okay. Wow. This just brings back so many memories, but good memories, you know, it really does. It brings back such good memories. Okay. I hope this looks like I can't see. Okay, hang on. Let me do this. Sorry. I had this other friend, this guy friend, that was gay. His name was Scott. And he was a really good friend for years, too. And we would get, you know, we'd go to the club together and stuff, and I'd go to his house. He'd be like, "Oh, honey, your makeup is flawless." Because I try to get it all perfect and everything. I tried really hard to get my makeup to look all perfect. I tried to get my hair all perfect too, but y'all gotta keep in mind that I was 17 back then. Or in that age group, a teenager. So I looked younger and I was younger, so I don't know how well this is gonna come across at 52, because I'm 52. But reliving that time is like really exciting right now. I hope I'm not yelling in the microphone because it's right in front of my face. Well, I hope this is gonna look okay. And of course now, you know, it's like my vision is not as good as it used to be. So it's like I can't really see what I look like very well. Can't tell because it's like the camera's here, but where the image that I can see of me in the camera is like over here, so it's like I can't tell. Oh, cannot forget this. Actually, come to think of it, I don't think I used this. I think I used the tip of the mascara. But it doesn't seem to be wanting to work as good. This mascara is not that good. I think I probably need to Seems like that's what I did, but I don't know. Maybe I used this thing. I don't know. I just don't feel like that one works as well. Okay, all right, hold on. I need to look at, I have pictures of Nick over here that I can refer to, just, oh, he's over here now. Okay, hang on. Be still my heart. I'm telling you, back then, and he still looks great today. He really does. He looks great. Maybe I did use a little bit of blush. I don't know. It seemed that I think I did, but I think I used my finger. I think I used my finger to just kind of do like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I used to try to be a perfectionist when it came to my makeup and stuff. My hair. My sister used to get so annoyed with me with my hair because I was always trying to get it just right. She'd be like, God, you're driving me crazy. I feel like I got one eye that's bigger than the other. Okay, I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay. So, no wonder I was using the wrong mascara. When I was using this, it doesn't have much in it. Alright, here, let me do this. Yeah, back then you had to wear a lot. You had to wear a whole lot. Yeah, it just really would have been nice to have had the music too. Just, this little added something. Okay. All right. Now I don't remember actually using lip liner. I saw this the other day. I thought, well, so this might be deviating a little from what I did. Okay, hang on. I wish I could see it better. Okay. I did add this in there just because I think that adds a little bit of that kind of Anyway, all right. Okay. Now it's going to be like the big time moment of truth for me because I have to go and put the wig on. I have to go do the hair, and then I will come back. I will come back as soon as I complete my transformation into Nick Rhodes. So I'll be back. Okay, y'all, here we are. This is the best I could do with this. This is just a cheap wig. And it's similar, I will admit, it's very similar. Obviously, his hair looks much better. And keep in mind that when I was doing this look, I was using my real hair. I dyed my hair black and was actually using my real hair. So, anyway, I had to just, when I ordered this wig, I mean, it's an 80s mullet wig. But, you can imagine if my hair was actually like that, I mean, these are such great pictures. Hang on. Of course, he's always so serious looking. He's always like, But yeah, I had, I dyed my hair black and went and snaps. And I went and, got my hair cut like him and stuff as best as I could. Wish you could see that better. I thought about going and getting some actual pictures print out, but anyway, yeah, that's how it all started. And whoops. Snaps, you just need to wait a minute. You're gonna have to just chill for a second. Yeah, see, obviously I looked, better with my actual hair. But, this is Nick today, or, this was him last month. I took a screenshot of the video. My cat is going crazy now. She's like wanting out. I wish you could see that better, because you can't really see his face. Anyway, that was him last month. So, yeah, this wig's a little taller than what I expected it to be, and I thought about cutting it down, but I was afraid if I start cutting on it that I might screw it up and it wouldn't be right. But anyway, it was fun to relive my Nick Rhodes days, and I enjoyed it. So I hope you got a kick out of it anyway. Enjoyed listening to my ramblings about how it all started. It all began. How Nick Rhodes is the most influential person of my life. And Big Mouth over here is a good testament of that. So thank you all very much for watching. I appreciate it. And Nick Rhodes, if you ever see this or anything, thank you. I really would like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for being such an inspiration in my life. And I've enjoyed your music all these years and would love to come and see you in concert again. So hopefully I'll get that chance again someday soon. So thank you. And if y'all haven't ever listened to Duran Duran or Arcadia, I highly recommend it. So thank y'all. Bye-bye.